is Paul Raymer. I lead a Sunday school class at St. George's on Sundays, and this is Jessica. Jessica's has been a key part of that class, especially for the last year. This class is titled Christian Development and Christian Development Book Study. Um, it focuses primarily on helping young families develop Christian values. It's in the past we've focused on Christian-based books that address issues associated with marriage, those relationships, as well as on parenting. Last semester we studied, or last year we studied a class on a book on parenting teens, which was, I think, with Jessica, that was the first time you were involved in the class.
Yeah. Well, and so we really kind of just during the class, we realized even if you didn't have teens specifically, this book really spoke in a way of how to be a Christian through all your relationships, really. I mean, I remember that kind of being a
Yeah.
theme. So, even if you had, I have younger boys, a lot of y'all have older kids, but it spoke to all of us. So it was a really great book that was very broad, and even in your marriage, you could have applied some of those principles that we did in class last year.
And this term we've taken your suggestion for a book that seems very interesting. I haven't finished the whole book yet, but it is a very easy read. It's a very entertaining read, and I think it's very appropriate for the times that we live in.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit more about this book?
Well, yeah. So I led a book study on this last fall, and I think due to some scheduling issues, there were, Father Kirk and I really wanted a lot more people to read this book because it's a amazing book. So, I think it was Cheryl O'Brien and I convinced you to lead the class on this book. But it's called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And I was telling somebody today just how much this book really changed my life. Sounds very dramatic, but it really did honestly change the way I approach my life and the way that I approach my relationship with Jesus and what the person Jesus wants us to be and the peace that he wants us to have. And so many in the life that we live these days, like hurried with just notifications dinging at you all the time. Like he really gives you a step-by-step kind of, plan to beat that back and to be the person Jesus wants you to be and calls you to be.
Yeah, and what I was interested in early in the book, how his thesis is essentially we can't really maintain the spiritual relationship we need to maintain as Christians in this world of hurry, and how to address that. And he gives some real useful tips as to how we can reduce that and improve our Christian relationships.
Yeah.
So,
And what I love about our class is that it's just really laid back. There were times where I didn't really get around to the chapter, but our class is such that you usually give a recap of the chapter at the beginning, and then we just kind of sit back and talk and discuss, and it's kind of like a fellowship time. It's really
right.
great. So
It's not a lecture. It's an open forum discussion, and only loosely led by my wife, Renee, and I.
yeah.
And I think it's a great opportunity for fellowship. And even if you haven't read the material, you still find plenty of opportunity for discussion, and all discussion is welcome. So, if you want to join us for this, class meets beginning September 17th. We start at 9 a.m. Usually run till about. I'm sorry. We start at 10 a.m. and run through about 10:50. Give you a few minutes to get in the pews for church, and
Are we
it's
going to be
held
in
in the
the
library.
library again? Okay.
Yeah, and the library, which is adjacent to the church office. We hope we'll be able to see new people there, new faces, as well as our old ones. So I'm looking forward to reading this book and discussing it. I think it's going to be a load of fun.
Me too. Me too.